Hey guys, Mike here from Unchained Teacher, and today what I want to do is show you how to build one of these online calendars for you and your students. It serves two purposes. One, for you to lesson plan and get yourself going week to week here as you teach, and then also a tool that your students can use daily and one that you can train them to go back to if they're absent or if they just are wondering what they're going to do that day. So I'm going to show you how to start this. We'll build out the first month, and then you can build out the rest after. So here's my new one for this school year, just so you can kind of see a blank template. So I've put in the days that we don't have school. I've put in the half days and the dates in there. So what I like to do is, if you are just in your Google Drive, is you can go over to New, and we're going to make a new Google Doc. Now, as that loads, you can see that I like to do only the school days that we have. So I do 6 columns at the top, and then you just make it as many rows as you have school weeks. Sometimes I just pick a bunch, and then if I need to add some or delete some, you can do that as well. So to start here, the first thing I like to do is I just like to title it. So whatever, I like to put my grade and what year it is. And I teach 2 different subjects, so sometimes it's nice to have math, or I also teach an advanced geometry class, so I like to put that in there as well. So that's like the first thing I like to do first. So let's just do 8th grade math, assignment calendar. And you can build this along with me as you go. And then I like to put in the school year. So, boom. I like to put my name at the top just because they have a lot of teachers and sometimes they forget. And then I also like to put, if you notice right here, link to current week. It's not as big of a deal at the beginning of the school year because they're going to be on the first couple pages. But as the school year goes on, you're going to have more and more pages. And instead of having to scroll all the way to the bottom, they can just click that link and go to the current week. And I'll show you how to do that here in a second. So after we have put in kind of our title, what we're going to do is insert a table. So I'm going to do, I wanted 6 across, and then let's just do the first 4 weeks of school. Okay, and what you can do now is kind of drag over your boxes and put in the dates. So for me, the first week, and I always start with what's the date going to be on that Monday. So the day before school starts is Monday, August 29. And then I just put the last 2 numbers of the year. And then what I do is I just drag this over to fit it. Next week is 9/5. And I just realized I put 23. So I'm going to switch it to 22. So then I would have 9/12. And then I would have 9/17. Just check to make sure. 12/19. All right, so once you have your dates set in, and those should be the same as you, maybe you started a week or 2 before me, so you can go ahead and put those in if you need to. The next thing you can do that kind of helps is to make sure all of these other columns and rows are the same size. So what we're going to do here is, if you highlight all of them and you right click and then scroll to the bottom, it says distribute rows and distribute columns. So since I want the columns, so the up and down, to be the same kind of width here, if you hit distribute columns, it evenly distributes the rest of that area. So that way you don't have your Monday that's kind of big, your Tuesday that's shorter, all that good stuff. And then I realized that I did not add my top, so I like to put in the day. So what I'm going to do is just add in a row. So I'm going to insert a row above. Boom. You can do the same thing if you are at the bottom and you need to add more weeks. Because some people, maybe you just want to go by units, so you just build this out one unit at a time. I build out the whole calendar at the beginning of the year, but you can do it however you like. We could insert a row below as well. So definitely up to you how you decide to do it. And then what I just put in these is I put in the week, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, and then I'm a math teacher, so I'm going to get picky. I like to put those in the middle. And then I also like to give my calendar, you can see I give my calendar a color. And again, that's just it's more for me when I'm looking at Google Classroom and or just my Google site in general. I like to just know what color I'm going with versus my geometry class per se. So I always color this one. I usually do school colors, but for some reason I've been doing purple lately. So I'll do purple for this one. Probably not that purple. Let's change it to something else. Let's do that one. I found the colors at the bottom tend to be a little nicer on the eyes. So somewhere kind of towards the middle, I guess. So then after I do the color, now I can just start typing in whatever I'm doing for my first week. Or like I said, what I like to do is I like to go through our important dates. So our school and our district always sends out important dates. So they give us all the days that we don't have school. They give us all the days we have half days, our parent teacher conferences, all the holidays. So what I go through, and then also like winter break, exams, I go through and put everything that's super important for the whole year. I like to put on my calendar. So you can see going all through the year, boom. So that's what I do next. And so really I just make that a different color, right? So I know on Monday we don't have school. Boom. On Friday we don't have school. And then the next Monday we don't have school. And really you don't need to put that in there, but it's kind of fun for the students to see that, hey, we don't have school. And then I just make it a color. So I decided to make it some kind of this like brownish orange color. I like to do all of my like days off the same color just to keep it consistent. So I make those kind of that brownish orange, and then I make half days all green. So one thing our school does is it has a half day every third week. So I go ahead and put those in. And again, just kind of nice to when you're looking at your week ahead and you see that you have a half day, you can plan around that. And it's nice for your students at the beginning of the week to see, hey, this is a half day coming up. We have a short week. Just kind of nice mentally for everybody. So then what I do from here is basically I like to, at the beginning of each week, I'll have my whole week planned out. And I like to present this to students. So I don't necessarily have everything on the calendar. But as you can see in here, I put links to almost everything we're doing. So sometimes if they need to watch a video, I'll link that as the day goes on so that they're not working ahead in big amounts. But if it's stuff like just challenges or activities that we do, a lot of times I'll link those just the week ahead so that they have something. All of our practice problems, they get ahead of time. And what I found is that students just really like the upfront knowledge of what we're going to do that week, and not a ton of them work ahead. I was a little concerned about that in years past, but for the most part, they do a pretty good job because they got a lot to do and a lot going on. So once you fill in your week to week, what I like to do is I like to link it to my Google Classroom. So how you do that is you can just copy this link here and then post it as a link in Google Classroom. What that does is it just allows them to see the calendar and how it changes in real time. So that, again, they can just see what we're doing at the beginning of the week. what we're doing at the end of the week, what homework they have. Maybe they miss a day, and this is just a great way for them, if they're at home or if they come back to school, instead of saying, hey, what did I miss? I like to train them to go back to this calendar, because I found that, you have 3 kids that are gone, they come up at different times. It just wastes a lot of class time. Whereas I can say, go look at the calendar. You'll find everything there. Now, one thing that I've learned over the years is this link to current week button. A lot of students were asking me if I could somehow figure out a way to link to the current page, because like on my one for last year, let's see how many pages, 18 pages worth. Now, that doesn't seem like a crazy amount, but it's nice to just have that. So what you can do is we'll just go ahead and I'll just go a couple pages down. So I'll say current week here. And what you can do is highlight that and hit insert. And then you're going to want to hit bookmark. And what that does is it creates a link at that thing that you highlighted. So you can highlight whatever you want. In this case, what I like to do is I just link the dates here, because then it links right to where that's at. And then what you can do is you take this bookmark, click on that little bookmark tab, and it says copy link. So you go ahead and do that. You scroll back up to the top. And then what I do is I like to link this whole section. So copy and paste. And what that does is now when you get a couple pages down, students can open this page, see the link to current week. They can hit that, and then boom, they're brought right to where you've bookmarked. So you do have to change this each week. But what I've found is it's just a little thing that helps students kind of find where you're going. So it's a little step for you, but it really helps the process of students being able to find what they need to get to. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. So I'm big on training students to come back to the calendar instead of coming to me. I mentioned that earlier. It just, again, helps with your classroom management, helps with the students, and really they do tend to like it. So I continue to make these each year. I know some teachers like to have a paper copy of their calendar, or a lot of teachers have binders with all of their lesson plans and answer keys. This is the way that I do it because I can access it from wherever. I don't have the bulky binders, and it just works for me, and students really seem to like it. So if you'd like to give that a try, go ahead and let me know in the comments what you think. And if you want more help, if you want a checklist for the beginning of the year, there's a link in the description below that talks about my 10-point checklist to start your year. So if you'd like to download that, that's in the description below. If I can do anything else, please leave me a comment, and I'd love to get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you soon.